Now this is a bowfin. You might know it as shoe peak or grinnell or some other name, but the general consensus is that this is some kind of trash fish. But today I'm going to show you how you can turn a trash fish into a gourmet meal that everyone will enjoy. So let's get into it. Alright, so I can't really show the whole filleting process, but I've got the fish all processed and ready to go, and I'm going to put it in the fridge to take care of tomorrow. Now, this meat is slimy, so bowfin don't really have normal fish meat. It's kind of a slimy, weird texture. Luckily, the kitty cats don't care, and whenever I had some little scraps, I fed it to Nubs and Vladimir in a minute. Nubs is a fiend when it comes to fish. She loves to run around my legs and try to reach up and grab me whenever I'm filleting fish, and she knows she's going to get a little piece of it, so she goes nuts. I mean, she ended up scratching up my hand trying to get these things. When she sees meat or even little mice or something like that, she turns to a ferocious predator, even though she's only got the 3 legs. And so Vladimir came over to get him some, and she stole it from him immediately. And the second time I tried to give him some, he started to nibble on it a little bit, but he wasn't quite fast enough, so Nubs kept trying to butt in and steal it from him, and she succeeded. So I tried pushing her away and giving it back to him, and she stole it again. Finally, I was able to hold Nubs back long enough for Vladimir to be able to start eating his, and finally he was able to have his little snack. Now, usually he doesn't like any kind of raw fish, but for whatever reason, he really likes the bowfin, and Nubs was in protest trying to find more fish when I was done. So I distracted her long enough for Vladimir to finish his up. But now it's time for me to go ahead and get to the cooking part, you know what this whole video is made for. So I went ahead and lit the grill up. Right here, I'm cooking it over some pecan wood and oak wood. You can use whatever wood you have available that's used for smoking, obviously. Got my cast iron skillet, and then I got all my ingredients out. You just need relish, mayo, mustard, and then some butter, and of course your meat that you're going to be cooking. Now I had to hurry up and get this meat out of here before Nubs could realize where she was smelling it from. So I got the fire going real hot, and I'm going to put the skillet right on top of that fire while it is still hot, and introduce some butter to the bottom, move it around, kind of coat the bottom of it with that butter. That way none of the fish sticks to the bottom. Now I'm going to put all of the shoe peak, grinnell, bowfin, whatever you want to call it, on one half of the skillet, and then I'm going to put that fish, the other fish, which is a warmouth. It also goes by goggle eye. There's a few different names for it. But anyways, I put that on the other side, and I'm going to shut it completely to let all of that fire die down and it to get real smoky in there. I only smoke mine for about 2 minutes. Once you open it back up, you should be hit with a big wave of smoke. If you do this too long, your fish will be over smoked and all you'll taste is smoke. If you don't do it enough, then you won't even be able to tell the smoke's there. I use some Creole seasoning to put on top just to give it that extra kick, and then I'll flip it. Now at this point, there should be a little bit of water in the bottom of your pan. That's perfectly fine. You'll know your fish is getting close to done whenever that water's all kind of evaporated and it's a little bit drier. Now that we've gotten it real smoky, we can get the fire going again, shut the lid, but keep the side open and the chimney open. That way it creates like an oven-like effect, but you don't want it to be constantly smoking it. Instead, you're going for more of a heating thing so you can just cook the food. At this point, you've gotten most of the flavor from the smoke, so you're really just looking for heat. Now it's time to add some more seasoning, flip it again, flip the other fish again, and then you're going to go ahead and start chopping up that bowfin and kind of getting into smaller pieces. You don't have to worry about it staying together. You're going to be mashing it all up later anyways. Then you close it up and wait for a little while. Now, I took this time to love on Nubs. She was sitting at my feet watching me cook, so I gave her a little bit of love and then went back to the cooking. So after about a minute of being closed back up, it's all ready and cooked. The half fish was still kind of cooking, so I didn't want to do that one yet, but I scooped up all the fish that was chopped up and put it in a metal bowl. You can put it in pretty much any bowl that's not going to get messed up by the heat, and got that set aside for whenever I'm mixing up everything. It doesn't have to be hot whenever you mix it up. It can be cold, but I went ahead and put all this into a bowl and flipped that fish for a couple minutes until it was fully done. Once it was completely done, I took it off the grill, stuck it in the bowl with the other fish, and then went ahead and headed inside. And now it's time for the tedious stuff, which is taking the meat off of the bones. So with any kind of sunfish, usually I cook them just full how they are with the head off and gutted. And then you got to work on getting the meat off. Now, you got to be careful because there are tiny, clear bones that you got to watch out for. But if you're skilled enough and you know where to take the bones out, you can get this done within a couple of minutes. So I went ahead and separated the meat, checked for bones. By the time I was done, all that was left was a little skeleton and then some fins. Now, once you got that done, you just mix it all up, cut it up, whatever, and it's ready to be mixed. So my portions that I use is 4 scoops of mayo for this amount of meat, 2 scoops of relish. I personally like dill. All I had was sweet at the time, so 2 little scoops of that, and then some mustard. Now, you can mix this to taste. I kind of prefer a little bit more mayonnaise, less mustard. Some people like more mustard. Some people like putting dill in theirs, other seasonings, whatever. But it's kind of going to look like a tuna salad whenever you're done. And you eat it pretty much however you'd eat tuna salad regularly. You can put some crackers and put some of that on it. You can eat it on a sandwich. You could eat it kind of by itself. Personally, I like to have something else with it. But, you know, if that's what you like, then that's what you like. I would say it's kind of like a smoky, not quite as fishy tuna salad. You don't even taste the fishiness to it. Time for the taste test. Probably could have used a little bit more relish. I didn't get any in that bite. But it's not bad. It kind of tastes like a smoky tuna salad sandwich, kind of. There we go. Oh yeah. It's got the smokiness to it. You don't taste any like really nasty fishy taste to it. Now you could cook this, like you could cook the bluegill or whatever it was. You could cook that just by itself, eat it off the bone like how I picked it off. And that meat tastes phenomenal by itself. But I didn't want to eat just one by itself. I decided to mix it in with the rest. But that bowfin tastes really good. It absorbs the smoky flavor. You can soak it overnight in milk if you want to, and that helps really erase almost all of the fishy flavor. But to be honest with you, after you smoke it, you don't really taste it at all. For pretty much any kind of trash fish that you normally wouldn't eat, this is the best way, in my opinion, to eat it. Tastes amazing. You gotta play with the ratio of mayonnaise, mustard, and relish. You can use dill relish. I use sweet relish because that's all I had. I prefer dill relish. Also, I like to use more of a spicy mustard when I can to give it a little bit of kick. But other than that, I mean, it's phenomenal. Play with the recipe. Find a tuna salad recipe and just substitute the tuna with this smoked fish. It's amazing. Highly, highly recommend. All right, Nubs. Time for you to be a taste tester. Is it Nubs approved? I would say so. So the next time you get a fish that somebody says is a trash fish, you'll know how to cook it to blow their mind and to show them that you can pretty much eat any kind of fish in the ocean as long as it's not toxic. So anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. I appreciate you tuning in. And as always, Jesus loves you, I love you, and have a great day.